Hey guys, so today I want to talk about a topic called self-forgiveness. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I just made it a thing. We hear about forgiveness a lot, the importance of forgiveness, forgiving others for things that they've done against us, and the importance of not holding on to those things and not being bitter. But so often we neglect the fact that we need to forgive ourselves for things that we do, mistakes that we make. I know as a human being, I am extremely flawed, and I have a lot of things that I've done in the past that I know I could have done better, mistakes that I've made that I just think, man, if I would have done that one thing, like everything would have been fixed, or even just an attitude I had towards something. For me, it's really hard with everything that was going on. It was really hard for me at work. First of all, I was just not myself. I was really just in a zombie-like trance. I'm sure a lot of coworkers noticed, and it was really hard for me because I am generally an expressive person, but just dealing with the shock and even denial and hurt and just feeling the actual symptoms of having my blood sugar so high, like in the 400s. I just didn't know how to deal, and I made mistakes, and those mistakes have consequences, especially as a nurse. It's really intense. You're taking care of patients, and it's really hard to take care of others and help others feel well when you're not well. And one thing that I do honestly regret is not speaking out about it before. I know that I didn't feel ready, and I was still in a lot of shock from the diagnosis, but at the same time, it was really important for me to share that because it really affected my work and my performance, and it wasn't up to par. And as a nurse, sometimes there's some mistakes that you just can't make, and they have consequences. And it kind of ties into the whole life happens thing and moving on. And just looking back, I don't. I still have that same attitude, through things that are happening. First an accident, now this at work. I'm feeling that sentiment of, you know what, life happens. I'm not perfect. I made a mistake. I need to own up to it and take responsibility. But at the same time, I'm not going to kill myself over it. I'm not going to beat myself over the head. We as Christians, we think we have to be perfect. Everything has to be in line. And then we feel ashamed sometimes because we feel like people are looking at us and our testimony and our reputation. And then people are going to think, oh, well, that person, serves God and they did that and they act like this, and that sometimes I can get in my head, and it's just too much, and I just begin to open doors to shame and to guilt, and it's so unhealthy. And it's so important to practice self-forgiveness and the same grace that you give other people, that you learn to cultivate for others. You need to learn to cultivate for yourself and say, you know what, I'm human, I make mistakes, no matter how big it was or how small it was. I am prone to make mistakes. This is not the last mistake I'm going to make. This is not the worst mistake I'm ever going to make. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's hopeful or not, but anyway, it's true because life happens. People make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. You have to let it go. Not be in denial or not take ownership of it and say, oh, well, make excuses or whatever. There may be a valid excuse, and it's okay to voice that. Hey, this is what was going on, and I did, but at the end of the day, it happened, and you have to deal with it and accept it, take responsibility, learn from it, learn what not to do next time, and the red flags that are going to go off when the similar situation happens, and make a decision to grow. So you live and you learn. You win some, you learn some. Those are my mottos in life. You live and you learn. It's the only way to learn. By living, by experiencing, by making mistakes, by failing. And one day, you're going to succeed, and it's going to be awesome, and you're going to feel great. You're going to climb that mountain, and I'm still climbing that mountain. I'm still in the process, but I really am seeing and feeling a lot of growth through this trial, so I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to God that I'm learning and growing and maturing, and I'm very sentimental all the time. But it's okay, that's me, and I have to accept it and enjoy it, and God loves that about me. He made me like this, you know what I mean? And if He can have grace for me and my mistakes, then why can't I have grace for myself? And why can't I learn and grow and move on? You know, again, not deny it or just try to brush it off, pretend like it never happened. It happened. Acknowledge it, take responsibility, but take what you can from it, learn, and move on. So that's my advice to you as I give my advice to me and apply it daily in every situation. You know, in life, when it rains, it pours, and it's like if it's not one thing, it's another. A lot of things happening all at the same time, especially for me, you know, in this season. And I just want to share that with you, my struggles and my victories as well, and encourage you today that you're not alone, and you are a fighter, and you're not a quitter, and you are forgiven by the King of Kings, the perfect one. So you have permission to forgive yourself and to move on and to accept yourself as the way that you are with your human qualities and celebrate even your flaws. So God bless you. Thank you for watching.